We are clear-eyed about what is wrong and corrupt and callous and incompetent about this administration. And the people of America deserve better. The people of America deserve better. I'm not saying that he's impolite to talk about former presidents of the United States. The American people deserve better. As of today, the price of food is up, unemployment is up, inflation is up. And so what does he do? He keeps dropping bombs.
A president pumps lies, prices rise, institutions wobble, and the American people, they deserve better. Harris says it and then proves it. This isn't a rant, it's a roadmap. In the next minutes, we'll show how deregulation and power games weaken checks and balances, why DOJ must act without favor or fear, and how a single debate line about animals revealed a lot about power and truth. We're not here for doom scrolling. We're here to see how a calm prosecutor handles a chaos merchant without losing her cool or her punchlines. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. If the economy was a kitchen, Harris says the orange turd left the oven on and the fridge empty. The smoke alarm's still screaming, and guess who's blaming the onions? How bad was the smoke? Rent ate the grocery money, groceries ate the gas money, and the best economy ever speech ate the truth. Her core claim is straight. Americans deserve better than chaos, lies, and a government with the guardrails ripped off. Not vibes, not slogans, basic competence, and institutions that protect people instead of propping up the loudest guy with a gold marker. She argues this mess didn't fall from the sky. It was a plan, years in the making, sold by suits who say constitutionalism while passing a wish list to the front of the line. The bragging never matched the bills on the kitchen counter, prices ran ahead, paychecks didn't, families juggled late fees like a side hustle. Meanwhile, appointments came stamped with Federalist Society dreams. Agency heads blew through rules, and watchdogs got moved to a new role, which somehow meant no role. That's not random drift, that's intentional wrecking. Here's the easy analogy. If a referee gets paid by one team, the jersey can stay striped all day. Every call still smells funny. Same with government. If the people calling fouls owe favors, you don't get fair play, you get theater. And the crowd goes home broke. Deregulation can juice numbers fast, sure, but the bill lands later. Safety lapses, consumer ripoffs, and those who could have seen it coming bailouts. When the revolving door spins, regulators shop for corner offices, and industries write their own homework. Harris calls it a government being debuilt so power can run wild. That's not small government, that's captured government. So what does better look like beyond a bumper sticker? Start with grown-ups at the controls, rules that actually bind friends and foes, and a White House that values briefings over branding. That means competence, basic decency, and institutions that serve people, not cronies with VIP passes. Because none of this matters if the thermostats melt whenever a microphone turns on. Decency only counts when the heat rises and the debate stage tries to turn governance into a game show. And that's where the stress test begins. Mics live, claims flying, and the clock ticking on who can keep their head while everyone else chases the noise. One debate line about animals eating cats and dogs. Why did Harris treat it like a 5-alarm fire? Because when a president says it on live TV, it doesn't just float away, it lands, it sticks. It becomes a story some folks repeat at dinner, at school pickup, at the job site, and once that seed is planted, ripping it out takes more than a fact check. It takes leadership that won't play along with the circus. On stage, she'd been warned this stunt might show up. Her team saw who'd been whispering it on his plane. So when he dropped it, she didn't blink. The move was to call it what it was, an unsubstantiated claim cooked for shock value and keep her voice steady. No yelling match, no sideshow, just a clean block, then a pivot back to reality. You could almost see the choice. Feed his clip machine or teach a quick civics lesson. Here's why she treats these lines like live wires. When a president broadcasts a lie, agencies hear it, staff hear it, local TV hears it. Priorities shift. Communities get singled out, markets twitch, and yes, the fringe takes it as a green light. Words in that office are policy previews, even when they sound like late-night talk radio. Harris leans on her prosecutor frame. Truth has to beat the spectacle, or the spectacle becomes the truth. She knows how sensational immigrant stories get debunked later, after the clicks, after the damage. Fear moves faster than corrections. By the time a fact check posts, the rumor already has a fan club. So she slows it down. Stay calm, repeat facts, name the tactic, dehumanization. So people see the trick in real time. That naming matters. If you call people animals, it's easier to justify harsh policy, harder to see neighbors as neighbors. That's the spiral. She steps in with a fire blanket, not a flamethrower. Leaders should cool the temperature, not torch the room. Her line was simple in effect. We're not doing monster stories, we're doing reality. And reality has receipts. If words are weapons, who keeps the safety on? That's where process comes in. Once the stage lights cut, the next test isn't ratings. It's records, subpoenas, and independence, which brings us to the Epstein files and whether justice can stay louder than politics. Will the files speak, or will power choke the mic? That's the test, and Harris treats it like one. She's clear on the standard. The Department of Justice should act without favor or fear, and transparency isn't a trend. It's a duty the public paid for. No secret VIP lane, no hush-hush cleanup crew for grumpy Trumpy and friends. Here's the rub. Politicians say release, institutions stall. Who's stalling and why? Harris said, I don't know that they are going to do what they're saying they're going to do, which is release all of the documents that the American people have a right to see. That's not a tease. That's a warning label. She also called out how the last guy treated DOJ like a personal fix-it shop, criminal in proportion. When the boss sees the law as a shield for his friends and a sword for his enemies, the whole system tilts. Odd allies show up when sunlight is the goal.
And I refused to be on a roller coaster. I wasn't going to go high with the highs, low with the lows. I just had to keep going, keep going, keep going.
Harris even credited Republicans pushing for release, not because they're besties, because transparency needs a big tent or it gets shut down by excuses. And here's the principle under it. If justice turns into a campaign prop, nobody's safe and nothing's fair. That line is the heart of the deal. If the rules only bite the other side, they're not rules. They're props. So how do you keep DOJ upright? Guardrails, special counsels to split heat from fact-finding, recusals when conflicts show up, norms that block phone calls from the West Wing to prosecutors. Harris spelled out the cost of sticking to it. We perhaps, to our damage, strongly and rightly believe that there should be an absolute separation. Painful politically, necessary legally. Think of it like this. If the referee takes selfies with one team, every call becomes suspect, even the right ones. That's how bias ruins trust. Even clean cases look dirty. The fix isn't louder talking points. It's process. Let facts out. Let institutions show they still work. Harris's stance is simple. Process over personalities, receipts over rants, sunlight over spin. Can a system built by people rise above people's pressure? It has to, or the files go silent. And proving it starts in preparation, because the debate stage is where chaos tries to win on vibes, and where discipline makes the noise fade.